Hello, this is a compilation video about the lows and highs of growing onions. We had a low about a month ago, and that would be in June. Let me show you a few clips that I took then. You may have seen them before. That was a low for me, and I think you'll probably be able to tell that by the tone in my voice. Then come back to me, because we're more upbeat today. We're more upbeat today. I only have 2 dozen redskin onions growing in my raised bed, but I've had to pull these half dozen because they've all bolted. So that's significant for me, losing half a dozen this early in the season. And as you can see, they haven't started to bulb up yet, and because they've bolted, they're not likely to bulb up. So I'm not likely to get any onion out of these this year other than what I might be able to salvage from what you see in front of the camera now. It's not going too well here at Homegrown Veg in the United Kingdom with my redskin onions grown from sets. Here's another half dozen that have bolted. What's really maddening about this is that some of these redskin onions are starting to bulb up. Take this one for example. Well, look at that. Starting to bulb up. But then we get this seed head. So that's going to get no bigger. And on the face of it, if we cover that up, that looks like a nice onion. That looks like one that's going to get across the finish line. And then we see this. Boy, it's maddening. It really is. This fella's here. Wow. It's a seed head, isn't it? Yeah, it's so maddening. So maddening. But I've had good years. I've definitely had good years. Presumably, as far as redskins go, this is going to be a bad year. We'll have to suck it up and go again next year. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Hope you're having better luck with your redskins than I am with mine. So as you could see, over that 1 week in June, it was disaster. It was disaster. And would it end? I didn't know. But a couple of weeks later, I shot this small clip of video that gave me hope. The onions were starting to bulb up, and better still, they'd stopped bolting. There were no more onions bolting at that point in time. Watch this little clip, then come back to me. Well, I was feeling a lot better then, and I've got to tell you that since then, up until now, no other onions have bolted. Just that one mad week in June. Hey, what caused that? I've got a bed full of onions and it looks like I might get most of them across the finish line. What happened to those dozen or so onions? Why did they bolt? Why didn't the rest of them bolt? I've no idea. I've no idea. We've often talked about the vagaries of the weather. Long hot spells, long dry spells, long wet spells, long cold spells. Well, we'd certainly had a long hot spell. Yeah, we've got about 6 weeks or so wall-to-wall sunshine. It's unusual for us. And that's when the bolting happened. But if it was down to that, wouldn't the rest of them have bolted? Why just some and not the others? It's got me beat. Has it got you beat? If it hasn't got you beat, use the text below, tell us all why you think some onions bolt. Now I know we've already agreed that sets are more likely to bolt than seed-grown onions, and we've already agreed that redskins are more likely to bolt than white skins. But when they start bolting, why don't they all bolt? Why don't they all bolt? Why just some and not the rest? I've no idea. Anyway, enough of that. We're going outside now. We're going to harvest some onions. So we've started off with a low. We're going to finish on a high. The lows and highs of growing onions. Come on, let's go down to raised beds. Okay, so as you can see, not all of the redskins have fallen over quite yet. Most of them have, and we're going to be taking those today. As you can see, the necks have gone soft. They won't grow anymore. We may as well take those onions. But these ones, where the necks are still a bit more sturdy, I think we'll just leave those for a little bit longer, shall we? And see how they develop. There's some more in back there that have fallen over. I'll get those as well. What we'll do is we'll take these up the garden, we'll tidy them up, and we'll have a closer look on the kitchen table, shall we? Yeah, that's a good idea. Come on, let's go indoors. These are the onions I've just harvested today. I'm going to need to move that drink. These are the onions I've just harvested today. As you can see, tops are falling over. But then come on, redskin onions. We've got these guys past the finish post, haven't we? We've got them over the finish line. And earlier in the video, I was wondering if I'd ever get any over the finish line the way they were bolting. But fortunately, for me, that bolting stopped. Why it started, why it stopped, I've no idea. Hey, come on. A lovely onion, aren't they? A lovely onion. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to continue drying these off outdoors. Okay, we'll bring them indoors later on in the year. If it rains, we bring them in. When it's warm and sunny, we take them out. Easy enough done in these blue crates. And incidentally, if I can just pop those onions over there for a minute and show you this blue crate. I know you've seen these before. I know you've seen them before. This is what I store my onions in. And there's videos on the channel that prove that storing onions in these crates in your garage in a temperate climate works. I've done it, and they store for well over 6 months. Well over 6 months. So that's where these onions will finish up, and we'll eat them as we need them. But the first job is to dry them out, isn't it? We need to dry them out. Now, if you want to weigh in on the debate about why do onions bolt, why do some bolt, why don't they all bolt, bear in mind, if some bolt, we're putting it down to extremes, every single onion that you're growing is in the same extremes, isn't it? They all have to suffer the same. Why don't they all bolt? Right, yeah, if you want to weigh in on that debate, please do, in the text below. Okay, so we finished on a high. We started on a low, we finished on a high. Get in there, Morton. Yeah, we're happy with that. Fingers crossed the white onions do just as well. I've got to tell you at this point in time, none of those onions, the white ones, grown from seed, none of those have bolted. They're all swelling out, and I'm reasonably confident we'll get most of those, if not all of them, across the finish line. But hey, this will do for a starter, won't it? Yeah, this will do for a starter. Come on! This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.